We knew that in 2024 at Alabama Power that we were going to be extremely capital constrained, high interest rates, a need to not impose cost increases on our ratepayers, and we needed a way to really better look at our investment needs and to prioritize those. Also, our planning process was pretty cumbersome, involved a lot of meetings when we were asked or have been asked to trim our capital budget through the current budget year. And plus, when you're making those kinds of decisions kind of on the fly, there's always that question in mind, am I making the best possible decision? So what we hoped to achieve by implementing Copperleaf is to have some value-based capital plans that really enabled us to leverage data and compare projects and investments apples to apples, and to do that in a very methodical, well-governed process, where we all agree on the value framework, and then we use the value framework to make decisions and to organize and prioritize and optimize. So also, when you get later into the year and you've got to either cut or sometimes you get to spend more, being able to kind of nimbly implement those kinds of changes that come up throughout the budget cycle. One of the goals of this is to be able to do that in a way that is more it's planned. You're kind of teeing up your scenarios for when you may have to do budget cuts in advance. You're agreeing on what that would be, and then you implement, and you're doing that, like I said, in advance. You're not having to plan on the fly. So a good driver there to kind of get us going, and a lot of executive interest in seeing us implement Copperleaf. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, and that's the success, because we have a kind of a three-pronged or a three-legged stool approach. Obviously, we've got a wonderful application in Copperleaf. It's a tool that is strong. It's being utilized by a lot of companies across the world, but utilities in the United States. And also, we have some expertise in-house that we wanted to capture. And Copperleaf allows you to take into account how we personally would value our investments. And we strongly leverage that internal expertise to do that. And then lastly, but far from least, is the change implementation partner that we have at Slalom. I can tell you I'm a part of a very small group, and we're challenged every day to leverage the resources that we have to be able to implement projects, to move data, really having someone to kind of help establish governance around the plan. That's helped us so much. That is why we've been able to work successfully over the past year to implement Copperleaf. Also, the oversight just from the group I'm in, which is the data analytics team, being able just to kind of make sure we have the data there that we need to enable those data-driven decisions.